Chat, here we go. We have a best of 5 between Evoh and Diaz. Evoh actually played in the recent tournament you've seen on the channel, which was the Road to 100,000 Invitational. Not sure we're going to get there, but hey, we got a lot of sub love. A lot more than we had before the tournament, so a big win either way. But we have a nice match between Diaz, who, if you haven't seen the tournament, you should go back and watch before maybe watching this match. But Diaz played very, very well. Evoh did not make it through the qualifier. He actually lost in the best of 3 round against Cam, but since then has grinded his way to rank 1 in the world. He's sitting rank 1 in the world, above apparently Jack by a good amount of points. Moxie, I don't know where Moxie's at. Normally, whenever he loses his rank 1, he is very quick to try and earn it back, but there's about 4 players ahead of Moxie on the ones leaderboard right now, and Evoh actually has a bit of cushion, and we'll see if he can show his level today against the guy who currently owns the US, I shouldn't say US East servers, because we actually having a tough time getting him US East server, US Central server, the North American servers. It's Diaz who has been the guy to beat, and Evoh's going to go up 2-0 on him. It is indeed time to close predictions. Looks like some mods handled it. Chat was 68% in favor of Diaz, which makes sense considering the results we've seen from him. And Evoh is a guy who has played more games on the channel than anybody else. We've been following Evoh since his rise into Rocket League greatness, and he has gone in and out of focusing on ones, and this seems like maybe one of the main times he's focused. That was a nice catch by Diaz, which is not going to result in the goal. Evoh does manage to close it out. In Evoh's, long journey in ones, a lot of it has been with a bit of tilting and a bit of focus on offense. He loves his wall to air dribbles. He likes to, attack in exciting ways, and is not a big fan of, or at least in the past, not a big fan of having to defend against some of the more annoying 1v1 strategies. But he has cleaned that up. He has become, a top ones player that has great results in the Salt Mine. So by the time he was playing in Salt Mine, he had become a guy who really hangs his hat on his defense, I think, in order to take down the best players. And he's definitely going to need to have solid defense today against a guy like Diaz. He's up 3-1 now. But Diaz has actually only really struggled against one other North American consistently, and that is Wavy. Wavy, also known for playing a really solid one style that relies a lot on his ability to defend against Diaz's myriad of attacks, but Diaz is going to be able to get a quick kickoff goal to bring himself back within 1. Diaz feeling the pressure from Evoh. Tried to chip over the top and pull back because he was maybe expecting he'd have to dodge a demo. But Evoh never dove in that deep. Now the reset. Can Evoh take this away? This is something that Diaz really likes to do. He will attack a few times consecutively and expects to be able to keep his possession going by bringing it all the way back to his own half, but doesn't seem like Evoh's going to let him get away with that today. And now he's going to pop the ball over the top of Diaz just quicker than Diaz is expecting. And he earns himself an open net and a 2-goal lead. Diaz taking advantage of Evoh's mistakes. A kickoff loss that didn't have to be a goal, as Evoh going for a wave dash back to the ball, just getting a little mixed up and not clearing it the way he would have liked to. I think he was just trying to pop it high, do something to throw off Diaz's angle, but he did nothing. He actually just took a shot immediately off the side wall. It's not going to get to the net in time, even if it was on target. I think it might have been slightly off. Now Diaz switching up the timing of his air dribble in order to get Evoh out of position, but Evoh recovers to make the save. A very speedy setup from Evoh back the other way, almost a crossbar down and in, but it's crossbar down and out. Now he's going to be forced to shadow. Evoh gonna grab the midfield boost, steal the back right as well. We know Diaz likes to go the length of the field here and doesn't mind starting these high. Look at the movement from Diaz. The final touch was going to slide at top shelf, but Evoh denies it. And now he's back the other way, trying to punish Diaz for a high boost consumption type play, but credit to Diaz for making his way back. Game's going to slow down a little bit here. And Diaz will head to a ground attack, a low flick that Evoh handles easily. Now boost steal means Diaz is going to be in big trouble. Nice demo. A tough position to defend from is where Diaz would have been in if he wasn't able to completely eliminate Evoh. Minute left to go. Dodges the physical play at the midfield and can't seem to find his way around Evoh's defense, and Evoh will counter to re-extend the lead to 2. Diaz, kickoff loss back into his own half. Evoh's dropping the weights because he saw the Feer stream is dying. And I will indeed pause it, I guess, as he's going to wait out the stream to be back. All right, the players stopped today. The players had the stream up in the background, so they stopped when they saw the F, and we are back to play again with Evoh up 2. 45 seconds left to go. Make sure you thank Evoh, who watches the stream in the background while he plays. He went ahead and stopped. Normally, I just let the players play through it. The internet goes down for like 30 seconds or so. Or I shouldn't say that. Maybe like a minute. It's been having some issues. I mentioned it before. Fiber being installed in the neighborhood. Can't wait for that to be ready. It'll be hopefully ready, you know, in a few months maybe. I don't know. But for now, we deal with what we have. Diaz going to tap this over the top of Evoh. Should be able to get around this and put it on target. No save. Means a tie game with 22 seconds left to go. Evoh, tap off the side wall, and needs to regain his lead. A really solid aerial attack, even though it's not in. He places it high, saves boost to recover from if he needs it. He did not grab the midfield 100 as he looked to play aggressively on the ball. And now Diaz with a chance to counter at 0 seconds. Evoh just needs to clear this out. Neither one of them have boost to get back to it. So overtime in game number 1. Thanks to Diaz surging with 2 quick goals after the pause. Evoh's going to win the overtime kickoff and the 50. It's going to put Diaz in a tough spot. He has to actually land and power slide into reverse in order to make that save. We were on Evoh POV, but that would have been pretty impressive if we watched it from Diaz's. Now Evoh attempting to keep the ball pinned back. Won't be able to. Has to leave. Has the boost advantage on Diaz. Gets Diaz to flick, but Diaz will be the first to score. And in overtime, Diaz will take it 6-5. Evoh the one looking for the pause when the internet died out. Allowed Diaz to make a quick run here late. Game number 1. Gonna go to the Brazilian. Casual. Thank you for the 2 months. The tier 1 for 2 months. Much appreciated. Game 2. Evoh and Diaz. Diaz gonna continue where he left off in the first game. It was looking like rank 1 Evoh was here to make a statement early. But Diaz clutching it up and getting a big win. It feels like, considering the kind of results we've seen from Diaz recently, that Evoh really needed that game 1 win. But he needed to start off on the right foot in attempts to get this upset against Diaz. But for now, we'll still give him a chance. Down 1 here in game number 2. Nice 50 win. He's been very aggressive on ball. Doesn't seem to want to ever back down and give Diaz space. I think that's probably the right call. He's going to be forced to allow Diaz up into the air here. Who's going to keep it right around ceiling height. Has the reset. Evoh goes flying over the top. I don't know if he mistakenly fell off the back wall, but there was no chance to make adjustments. Yeah, I don't know. He might try to jump down off the post. Maybe. He definitely went way over the top. It's a 2-0 lead for Diaz. Evoh Getting the boost steal now. Diaz using the last bit of what he has to flip out to this ball. Push Evoh back into the corner, but it's going to be Evoh possession either way. Reset goes high. The double is in. This is a great shot from Evoh. Reading the defense. We see Atto doing this a lot. A lot of players in ones are doing a good job of going to the backboard now. Whenever they see a defender covering the top shelf, make a miss and then finish it off with a tight angle double. Easier said than done, but the best of the best can do it, and Evoh is up there with them. Yo, Blown Up, thank you for the tier 1 for 4 months. How is Feer today? I'm doing well today. I'm doing well. I had a accidental nap shortly before the stream. I'm sure people can relate to that, but that always makes things a little bit better. Diaz should be looking at an open net here. And does converts. Evoh did not expect Diaz to turn on the ball. He was starting a possession here in the back corner and thought he was going to be able to land clean, but Diaz chaining some dashes together for the initial fake challenge and then turning around to steal the ball away. 4-1. Diaz has some momentum going now. And Evoh is going to have to try and figure something out. With 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go, Diaz boxing him out of this kickoff. Evoh just sticking around midfield, forcing Diaz to hand him the ball. Now he's got a dribble all the way from the back wall. Diaz shadowed, so Evoh can bring it down to the catch. And now he's being a pest, not allowing Diaz to clear this one out of the box. And he sticks around for the backflip and a goal. He's done this a few times now, just baiting Diaz up into the ball over and over again and preparing to backflip it away. Diaz now slamming Evoh to the back wall. Evoh gonna dribble out of the back corner. Didn't like his setup, bailed out of it. Fortunately for him, Diaz did pre-jump it, which means he wasn't ready to steal away any landing. Another 50 as Evoh tries to read the way Diaz is reacting to him and then went to go low as he saw the inside out. But Diaz got down to make that save still, and no boost steal. Evoh in big trouble. Diaz a long shot, and the defensive stand will pay off, and Evoh still had a chance there because the long shot wasn't perfectly on target. But Diaz does still converts. Diaz, wall to air dribble, leaning back for the reset, gets it. Evoh goes flying over the top, and it's 7-2, and Evoh's down to go next. He does not want to try and fight out the 5-goal deficit. Got way ahead of himself here on this Diaz dribble. And all of a sudden, it was looking like an Evoh Game 1 win. Quickly into a Diaz 2-0. That's going to force a reverse sweep if Evoh wants to make it back. Game number 3. Evoh and Diaz. Diaz seemed to be struggling early on, but has found his stride. Evoh has been trying to bait him into poor challenge after poor challenge with little success, but not enough. Oh my goodness, what is this setup from Diaz? Actually a great save from Evoh, and it's actually going to result in the first Evoh goal, which is a good sign for the Evoh mentality going forward. This was such an impressive setup from Diaz. Diaz using every last bit of boost on his kickoff, something that is interesting. We don't see players do that a ton, but it's going to pay off here. Evoh dashing back into his corner, having to deal with a Diaz wall to air dribble, and there are very few players that are tougher to defend against, if there are any, than Mr. Diaz. Evoh flicking top left. Nothing Diaz can do about it. On low boost after a kickoff win, if you can place it there, it's just about guaranteed. The question is whether or not you can use the little bit of boost you have left over to get that quality of a flick, which Evoh proved he could and is actually going to get another kickoff goal. Diaz reset over the top of the nets, get a boost steal, and look to attack again. Evoh has held on to a decent amount of boost to work with, but that is not going to do it. Trying to defend from behind the play here in the corner, allowing Diaz to swing around the back wall, and the pinch that I think Evoh was looking for did not connect if he wanted to. I think he's hoping to just pinch it high up the back wall. Instead, he only momentarily pinned it. Diaz low 50. Evoh forced to use a bit more boost to guarantee Diaz doesn't take a possession there, but now it's going to be one of the classic Diaz's dribbles all the way from his own back wall. The setup, oh my goodness, Evoh does get the save. He has 61 left to work with, so he should have a solid attack now. Ball falling off the front of his car means he has to flick. But oftentimes, those are when you can get really surprisingly powerful flicks. Diaz getting saucy with it to tie up the game. Evoh's flick denied. Decides not to grab the midfield 100, instead go to his back corner, and this flick ends up just getting put right behind him. Just awkward enough of a spot that he cannot handle the save. Wave dash not going to work out for Evoh, as Diaz will win another wall to air dribble to start a possession. 1 of the 50 on the goal line. Evoh's had some solid defensive plays that have kept him in this one, but he needs to probably just come away with a few more kickoffs to prevent himself from having to defend against a full boost Diaz attack as often as he has had to so far. Diaz at 0, hoping to clear this across his net, I guess, but ends up just assisting Evoh in the lead. Evoh, look at this fake. Diaz actually still has a save, though. Evoh deciding to wave dash backwards away from the ball. And the benefit of that is that he's got a great read and a run-up to the follow-up play, but I think he felt like he didn't need to follow it up, and I didn't think he needed to either. Looks like he was just going to bounce its way in. Credit to Diaz, keeping his wits about him, getting in the save, and now a demo. He's going to try and hook shot it for an instant goal, but Evoh should be able to respawn. Nice save into the crossbar. Not out of the woods yet. On 0 boost. Diaz misses slightly high. Evoh does not want to panic and go out for a dunk that leaves him unable to recover. So he waits out to time his 50. Now challenging from the ceiling back to the ground. Diaz just looking for multiple resets. Oh my goodness, Diaz. It's going to be a couple different resets here on his way to bringing it to the nets. Finishing off with a nice double. Evoh actually almost saving it. Ends up helping pinch it in. Diaz going to earn his tie game in style. Evoh cannot afford to leave the ball here. Does have to essentially clear it back into Diaz's box. Bought himself time to get boost. Now trying to get up over Diaz. Solid 50. But again, not good enough to end his possession. Just slowly delay Diaz, and this time the flick is good. Diaz has recognized Evoh has been very aggressive here on the past couple challenges, expecting him to dive again. Flicks early, and was correct on that read. Evoh reversing to not allow Diaz the bump. Now putting this in the top right corner. Diaz has a ton of boost to work with, but if you place it awkward enough, it doesn't matter. Diaz is so in control. makes the save at that top left corner and is quickly able to set up the long shot. Evoh has been shadowing really wide on the field and leaving open that in-cut angle. Diaz has found it. 2-goal lead for Diaz. Up against rank 1 in the world. Currently Diaz number 10 in the world on the 1v1 leaderboard. Trying to show, though, that the only thing holding him back is maybe not queuing enough games. Like we said, minute left to go. Evoh's still in it. Needs to come back in this game and in the series as he's down 0-2. Huge kickoff. Diaz is going to fake it for one of the first times the whole series. He does not want to deal with a quick Evoh kickoff goal. Instead, he wants the series to be decided in his possession. Strong shot. Evoh has that save. Perfect recovery to the back wall. That's a hard touch to work with. Put it so high. Evoh is trying to make something out of it, but he is just going to have to leave the ball. Diaz pre-flipping using the last bit of his boost. Will be able to steal some, but Evoh has more than enough to work with. As he backflips, recognizing Diaz tapping over the top of him. 0 boost left now for Evoh with 17 seconds is tough. Pre-flip out to the ball. Very aggressive. Wall dashing from Evoh. Maybe gave himself a chance here, but now Diaz with 100. Going to be tough to read, and he grabs a reset and instantly uses it once he sees Evoh diving in. He knows Evoh has no choice with the clock as low as it is. And now with 5 seconds left to go, Evoh needs to do something special here. No delay from him. And there's no way he's going to get 2 goals. So a good start to the series, but ultimately, Diaz continuing to hold it down, proving he's just too good to beat on North American servers as he gets a 3-0 against the rank 1 player in the world.